Action, 'cause our lives are on the line. Tonight we'll do our very best to break through all the bureaucratic mess. The time has come tonight, 'cause it's Bayou time. Show what Louisiana's all about.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Martin Folse. A very busy day, including a fire. We're going to get back on that minority judgeship. We're going to talk about that tonight. We have the parish president of Terrebonne Parish, Michelle Claude, coming on in a few short minutes. We have the CIS founder, Dr. Craig Walker, on tonight to talk about his big convention in New Orleans. But first, breaking news from Thibodaux. Joining me now, the mayor, Tommy Eschete. Tommy, welcome to the program tonight.
How you doing this afternoon, Martin? It's always good to be on.
Well, thank you. And I know you had a rough day today. One of your employees, Trish Godet, arrested for injuring public records. Now, that's a first. I've never heard that, but exactly what does it mean? And tell me about the investigation and the arrest today.
Well, certainly probably the most unpleasant thing I've had to do since taking office back in December, but to make a long story short, we had suspicion of one of our employees who was actually receiving payments from individuals who had been assigned community service work, either through city court or through the 17th Judicial District Court system, and actually taking payments in lieu of them actually performing their community service work. So, in essence, they submitted falsified records back into the court system, stipulating that these individuals had performed their community service, and in essence, this individual had received payments in order to do that.
So basically lying on the time card, so to speak.
So to say, right. These individuals weren't employees, but they were individuals who had been, I guess, convicted in city court or 17th Judicial Court, and part of their sentence was to perform a certain number of hours of community service, and then they were assigned to our Parks Department perform that service.
How did you all suspect that this was going on? Was there an internal investigation, or did somebody give you a tip off, or how did you actually find out it was going on?
Well, actually, I mean, again, it was an employee that gave us some information that I guess made us suspicious of the instance. In further investigations that carried on, which is again still ongoing. We found out that this individual did do that. Again, they had acquired, the police department, Chief Severi and his CID division acquired enough evidence and obtained an arrest warrant from Judge Chasson and actually made the arrest today. At this point in time, it began with one count. At this point in time, she's been booked on 17 counts.
Wow.
And her bail is set at $100,000. At this point, the investigation is going to continue. We want to make sure that that there were no other instances, and we're going to continue to investigate that so that I can be sure, Chief Severi can be sure, our city council can be sure that we've uncovered any wrongdoings, and of course, our judicial system, here in Lafourche Parish in the city of Thibodaux, make sure that the judges are aware of those individuals who did not complete their required community service, and basically, either were paid off an individuals in order for them to avoid actually having to do that community service. So, again, it's pending an ongoing investigation. Our investigation isn't close to being complete. This particular individual is on leave without pay, pending an informal hearing through our Thibodaux Civil Service system. So, Martin, that's about where it stands right now. Again, extremely disappointed, when it's one of your own, that happens. It is extremely, the most disappointing part is that, it shakes our public's confidence in our employees and our public employees, which is really disappointing to me, because, the vast number of our employees of the city of Thibodaux are outstanding individuals. This certainly doesn't reflect on what we do day in and day out, but these things do happen. We've always made a commitment since taking office of being transparent. So we wanted the public to know what happened, and within less than 60 days, we actually moved from finding out that this may have occurred to actually making an arrest. So, we did our due diligence on our end, and if this happens, if the investigation happens to uncover any other wrongdoings, we will certainly prosecute those individuals also, if we found there's any wrongdoings other than this one person.
Final question, and excuse me if I repeat myself, I had a little trouble with the IFB in the beginning, but how long, again, was she working, and did you suspect that?
She's been employed with the city since October of 2007, so 3.5 years, not quite 4 years.
Okay, I guess I didn't know if she was a long-standing servant to the parish or fairly new, in other words.
Right, correct.
Well, Mayor, we appreciate you joining us. I know tough circumstances, but I appreciate you coming forward and speaking with us tonight on Bayou Time, and good luck with everything, and I know it's a tough situation for you tonight in Thibodaux. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Martin.
All right, what we're going to do now, also, a lot of news was popping in Houma today, including a fire. We're going to now go to a news package with several things on that, but we start off with a fire in Houma today.
An early Monday morning fire damages a shop in East Houma on Grand Caillou Road.
This morning we got a call, roughly it was around 8:30 this morning there. We got a call that we had a building fully engulfed in flames. The building of Bowen's Air Condition and Bowen's Construction. As of right now, the fire is still going. We've got about 80% of the fire out. Roughly we have maybe 50% of the building that's damaged.
In news from Morgan City, city officials are sensing a sense of relief as the flood threat from the Atchafalaya is starting to wane.
As of this afternoon, the river level has dropped below 8 feet, so we're now in a position where we're able to open up some gates, and so as a result of that, both over the weekend and throughout the day today, we were able to open up a couple of more gates, which allowed the businesses who needed access to the unprotected side, allowed them to have access to their businesses. And so hence the cleanup process has begun. Now, all along LA 70, we've completed the task of emptying all the HESCO baskets and sandbags that existed along the highway, and so all of that has now been removed, and that's allowed traffic to flow a little more freely along those areas. We've got some pretty large stockpiles of material, though, that's going to have to be moved, both sand and the leftover baskets and bags and so forth. So the cleanup will continue on that. Our next step after that will be to continue to watch this river level, and as we have the opportunity to do so, we will open more gates, which would allow more cleanup behind the wall. Now, in some cases, there's still water in the streets on the unprotected side, so the flood levels have not reduced totally to a level that gives us a total comfort yet, but that process will continue as the next few days go on. Additionally, we will continue to, as this water level reduces, continue to remove some of the sandbag protection and so forth that had been put up.
In more news, the Diocese of Houma-Thibodaux honors a religious educator who has served schools in the diocese for the past 24 years. Sister Immaculata Pazal has served as the superintendent of Catholic schools since the late 80s.
Today I feel much gratitude. I feel gratitude to the Maronite Sisters of the Holy Cross, who I have been a member of for over 50 years. I'm also grateful to the people of St. Francis Parish, who have welcomed us and loved us and cared for us all these years. And it has been wonderful. I love these people, and I really hate to leave, but I will, because I'm going on to look for other things to do, and my work is not finished, and I will always leave my heart here, and I hope that things will carry on, all the things I tried to start, and that everyone will go forward and love the Lord and be Christians that we know they are already.
We will have more from Saturday's Mass later in Bayou Time. In news from the weekend, area bikers raised thousands this past weekend in a poker run for Sam Stufle.
Just seeing the people's faces as they are signing up for registration, they're really excited about this. They're happy to do what they can to help Sam. And in fact, Sam was able to be here today. He was finally approved for a new test drug that they just came out with. And the company that he works for is Crosby Tugs, and they were gracious enough to fly him to Houston yesterday evening to get his first injection of that new drug. And then they flew him back late last night, so he was able to attend the event today. And I thought that was just phenomenal. So that says a lot about the company he's working for. And so he's going to be able to actually see the whole thing take place today and all the people that's going to contribute for his cause. And it's going to be a great event.
Also this weekend, Snafu held its annual golf tournament in Matthews for Make-A-Wish.
This year's golf tournament's our 21st year. We've been having this golf tournament. It's our 6th year with Make-A-Wish as our charity. 5 years with donating to Make-A-Wish. We've donated $114,000, which gives a lot of kids their wishes. This year has been real successful. We got 62 teams signed up this year, 10 people cooking for us on the whole end of the clubhouse. So everything's been donated to us. Everything's been given to us. We just want to thank the supporters and everybody, the sponsors that's helped us out with this golf tournament, because we couldn't do it without the local community and the local sponsors and helping out to give these kids their wishes that they well deserved and to make their lives a lot happier.
All right, there you see at the top stories. Another golf tournament was taking place at Ellendale today involving H.L. Bourgeois. We're going to have some of that later on in sports. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Parish President Michelle Claudy from Terrebonne Parish on the set to give us the state of the parish. Don't go away.